Coo. Um, well, I thought I'd do a little behind the scenes look at my comic coming up called Tommy's. This is like a horror book, and I guess what I wanted to do was do a behind the scenes look at how I made this, or how I'm making this thing, not how I made it. I haven't finished it yet, but just kind of behind the scenes look at what I'm doing and how I'm making this crazy little book. Um, I guess the whole thing kind of started because it was just a joke to myself, really. Um, I haven't done a book at all, personally. I've helped a friend out before, a long time ago, with a book called Villains with Ryan Cody, the creator, and Adam Kogan, I think his last name was. I don't remember. And a host of other friends like Marlena Hall did the colors with me and did a little backup story. That was really fun. So I figured, hey, I'm getting old and I haven't done a comic book, and this is my childhood passion. And so, yeah, why not? Just sit down and do it. So I started off giving myself a 6-page do it or die type situation. And after I did the first 6 pages, I actually enjoyed what I was doing again. And I actually liked the story a lot. And I figured, hey, I'll do another 6 pages, and I kept going. And so now we are here to the point where I'm halfway done with the book. Lot to go. And I figured I'd make a little making of video. I've had a lot of comments about how I made this little pamphlet booklet as my general layout. It was really helpful for some people, so I thought I would showcase this a little bit more and show what I'm doing. So let's start with the first version of that booklet. And don't mind this little sketch thing going on. I'm one of those crazy people, and I come up with an idea every day, and I have fallen in love with these books like let's see, Crom, and where's that other one? Oh, The Relic Hunter, and the Crom book. I love these books, and I just love the little barbarian tales. And so I was like, hey, I'm gonna do my own book one day, and I was thinking of something stupid and kind of satire-y. So this is the concept that I thought of this morning when I was working out. So I might come back to this later, but for now I'll get back to Tommy's. So the basic way this whole book was laid out and set up was I just basically took a bunch of paper and said I'll do 6 pages at first. Then I was like, well, let me make it 24 as an even book, and then I just put all these pages together, stapled it, and just started doodling on it. And so I didn't really have a story like plotted out or finalized. I was just thinking of like, hey, let's do this, this horror book. And since I'm a big fan of horror, why not just do like, the typical, some people are coming into this small town type situation. And that's what's basically happening here. And I'm sure you can't read that, but and you can see like some of the other pages aren't here because I had just went directly to the pages themselves. And penciled and inked directly on the page. And Zipatoned on top, so there's a bunch of little things falling off from these boards now. The funny thing is, I have never really used Zipatones that much, and you can see that these boards are totally trash and cut through. You can see those little marks all over the place. So this is my first forte into like playing with Zipatones, but I thought that was really fun to try out and play with. But on the general layout board here, or my general layout form, you can see I just skipped these pages because I was like, I'll just go to the board, not thinking about the whole story as a complete, and just getting to the 6th page as a splash, and making sure that each page had a visual turn or like a big moment that would happen throughout the book. So I'll skip through some of the stuff just to show, like, a quick glimpse of how the pages are laid out and my basic notes to what's happening. I can't really read what's happening anymore. It's been, my scribbles are just not very good. So as I kept moving along in the story, I would just change the dialogue as I kept going. That would fit better, or was spelled right, etc., etc. So this is the very first version of it. And then where'd the other one go? Lost it. Then I created a kind of like a definitive booklet. And these pages that are fully sketched like this are on these little boards I had from a friend of mine from years and years ago. Mr. Ed Tadam, the badass himself, gave me a bunch of these little layout forms that I've kept over the years. And I keep using them. I forgot I had these, and so I was like, oh shit, let me just try to lay these back out on these little board things as my thumbnails and start laying these pages in correctly and make sure that I'm keeping track of the pages and numbering and stuff. But I'll skip through some of this because it's very... Hey, my focus is off. It's very... some of it gets graphic really quick, but as you see inside, as we go through it, I'll skip, whatever. But I'm kind of just plotting out where things are going, what the issue is called, or things like that. Still working out the dialogue. The script isn't finalized yet for myself. I'm still not sure if I want to do handwritten here, or if I want to do this all with digital. Everything else in the book is hand done. So I was like, well, this kind of feels weird, but I kind of like it too. So in the very final pages, there'll be like, billboard signs and dialogue text all over the place, so you can see what's happening, or like, crickets and stuff in the bushes. Different sound effects like that. So as I finish a page, I'll like scan it in, reprint it, and then stick it in here to tape it to make sure that it looks, looks okay, and it's kind of in the continuity of how the book should be. And we can see these are more of the final pages in the first half of the book. I have to skip some pages, but you can see that what's happening a little bit. Let's skip. Still here, I don't have the final dialogue yet, and then you can see throughout here, I started getting back into the hand lettering or hand type, basically. And I love doing this, so I might go back to that. Let's keep going. This is basically the whole setup of the book is what's going on. Oops, you didn't see that, did you? Let me edit that later. I'll skip these pages. And yeah, the story is keeps evolving, and I enjoy doing this. It's really fun. The whole character itself is really just a really fun idea, and wasn't meant to be much more than just the 6 pages at first. So as I keep moving throughout, you'll see that some pages are like really heavy, dirty, and some pages are really clean. And I think that I was experimenting between the pages with the type of paper I was using as well, because I wanted that gritty, dirty look. But I realized that it was harder to ink with the nib pens. So I went back to a smooth Bristol board and started getting cleaner lines again. So I couldn't decide between these items, which is also, present up here. So you'll see like some pages look kind of different from the rest of the book. I can't show this page either, but I met this guy online on Instagram, which is really awesome. And Mr. Mario Uchi, I think his last name is, and we just started chatting, and he did a painting, and I was like, this is freaking awesome. So I'll leave the painting in here as a spread and a pull out, so when I get this book printed and finalized, you'll be able to see it. It'd be really cool. It's awesome. I can't thank him enough, and I think that's the coolest thing that somebody's ever done for me. Just, hey, here's a painting. I was like, oh my god, dude. But anyway, keep going. I thought that was a cool little segment, or segue, or whatever you want to say. So here's what I'm currently working on right now. You see I'm still penciling this page, which is this is the detective that's coming into the town to see what's going on and why these girls are disappearing throughout the town. And I love how Jason Pearson does his cars. They're like always like slammed and low. So I wanted to have this little police car zooming by, or her like FBI car zooming by, all low and tricked out. It's nice. I was trying to figure out a way that I can do something up here with the 1976, because this story takes place in the 70s. Kind of a homage to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and stuff. But in the beginning of the book, it's kind of neat that I thought of it to do this. But as we're introducing the characters, they all kind of repeat themselves in these situations where they have to come in through a store to like talk to somebody. And it's still the same type of situations happening. So there's always this like repetitive things throughout the story. It's really cool. But as you can see, that I'm here right now, and I still have quite a bit of work to do, but they're generally laid out, plotted, and as I go back through to finalize the pages and continue the pencils, I'll change the dialogue, so I'll just leave that open for now. So started thinking about more. I need to keep these where I can read what's going on. Let's skip this. And this is more of the dialogue pages where I'm trying to reset up what's happening towards the end of the book. Going to issue 2, because I think this is really fun. I want to keep going. So I won't show the rest, but after that, I was looking through some old books, like the old Faust and stuff, or Faust. And so they have like little ad pages for their other characters. So I was like, hey, let me bring back this character I made in high school. And so I might do a pin up here and then do like a little fake mock-up. And then I was like, I might actually make this a book after I'm done with Tommy's. But then I started thinking about today, hey, I want to do a barbarian book, so let me make this book instead. So I don't know what the hell's going on. I wanted to do like the 70 ad stuff like that was inside of comic books from that time period. But I'm not sure yet. So that's kind of open. This is kind of a question. And I think that's the basic general layout. And this is how I created this little booklet thing. And you didn't see that, did you? Cool. But yeah. So I figured I'd make my own little YouTube and showcase some of the behind the scenes stuff and some penciling maybe later down the road. But I figured this would be a good way to introduce myself and say hello. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoy. And let me know if you have questions or want to see anything else. Because there's a lot of garbage pages like this with all the damn whiteout everywhere floating around that I can showcase, and all it's whiteout, just making a mess. Oh, and then I also cut this page down because I didn't think it'd fit in the scanner. So I cut it all the way down on the board. And some general notes to myself to add a smile right here. And it's already wearing off because I'll white it out, but that's messy. But I think it actually adds some kind of texture, and I like that. So yeah, stick around if you want and enjoy. Thanks. Bye.
Saboteur Comics.